Blacks in Technology.
Blacks in technology. Blacks in technology. Blacks in technology. Blacks in technology. Blacks in technology.
Welcome, everybody, to the 39th episode of the Blacks in Technology audio podcast. I am Greg Greenlee, your tech host for this evening. It is, April 4th, I think? Yeah, we're kind of lost here. April 4th, 2013. What's new with Blacks in Technology? More members have signed up, so we're at over 820 members now, close to 1,800 Twitter followers, which is good, and that keeps moving up as long as we keep creating content. We keep getting new followers. LinkedIn member count is almost at 1,100, so that's doing well. The Bit Tech Digest, our contributors are doing a fantastic job of submitting and contributing excellent tech material to that. So definitely shout out to everyone who's working hard to contribute to that. And hopefully here soon, probably within the next month or two, we're going to be doing a site redesign for the Blacks in Technology site, make it a little bit more intuitive, a little bit more eye-pleasing. So hopefully, that'll be soon. Tonight, our guest on tonight's Blacks in Technology podcast is William Jackson. William Jackson is an educator. He's a technologist, and we're going to talk to him about some of the organizations that he's part of and something very interesting with one of his organizations, an online blog. It's my quest to teach. So I want to welcome William Jackson to the podcast. Thanks, William, for taking some time out of your night to spend with us.
All right, I appreciate the opportunity to come on to the show. I heard a lot of great things about it, and a lot of educational things going on, a lot of great members that you were talking about. I'm really thankful that we had the opportunity to finally connect and get together so we can actually talk about some technology.
Definitely. So let's jump right into it. Let's give us a little bit about your background as an educator and also as a technologist.
Okay, well, I'm a teacher with Duval County Public Schools. I'm a third-generation teacher, and I've enjoyed the profession. This is my 25th year teaching. I started out as a physical education teacher way back when, but I got bit by the technology bug back in the late 80s, and ever since then I've enjoyed learning about technology and teaching about technology, presenting it. I got into blogging and enjoyed just sharing content and sharing information. I'm originally from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and been down here in Jacksonville, Florida since 1985. I'm a father of two. My son is a junior at Florida A&M University. My daughter is a junior in high school. Oh, just right. Yes, he's right. Definitely. So we have a kind of little competition going because I graduated from South Carolina State University, so he didn't want to go that far from home. I said, well, hey, go to FAM. There's a lot of good people went to FAM, too.
That's excellent. Is he taking up any type of technology curriculum, or what is he taking up?
Actually, he surprised me. His major is microbiology. So he loves the research part and the biology and the chemistry and the physics and all that stuff that goes with it. And I'm very proud of him. I'm really impressed because he's been invited to a couple of conferences, and he's had a couple of internships over the summer at University of Florida. So I'm like, wow, just keep doing what you're doing. I'm proud of you, and just keep doing the best you can.
That's excellent. He's definitely involved in STEM, and I like that because, I always like to talk about, the visibility of blacks in technology as well as, STEM as a whole. And seeing that allows our younger generation and our children to be able to visualize themselves being in that field and excelling in it as well. And I'm pretty sure that, he you being a technologist, that, you know, he had you to look at and say, hey, you know, being in technology or being in science, being in engineering or whatever is a cool thing to do. You know, my dad does it, and he's well on his way to, you know, pursuing that career as well. So that's definitely huge.
Exactly. Yeah, because that's one of the things. I mean, being an educator, a teacher, it's like, you know, you're in the field, you understand the importance of exposing children to different professions, especially the way technology is integrated and so much in our lives in just about every profession. Well, I shouldn't say just about everything, but every profession. And you just, you know, you want to be a role model. You want to lead them the direct way that they need to go to prepare themselves. And in the past, I've been very fortunate and very blessed having the opportunity to work with Florida Department of Education for about 5 years, teaching in North Florida internet access to educators, and having the opportunity to actually work with NASA as well, teaching internet, you know, during the early 90s and mid-90s, and teaching in higher education as well. So the exposure allowed me to learn and also share what I learned with my kids, because I took them with me to conferences, you know, as much as possible. And of course, I put them to work, you know, had them help me set up my equipment and taught them how to, you know, connect the laptops and all that stuff and projectors. So it was a great opportunity for my son and my daughter to be exposed and see the value of it. And even today, when I do workshops in Jacksonville, I try to take kids with me from my elementary school, 4th and 5th grade students that I mentor, and say, hey, you know, this is what goes on when you go to a tech conference. You know, the people that you meet, you get involved, you get engaged, the equipment that you work with, and the things that you learn. So it's important for kids to be exposed and understand the value of it.
That's excellent. That's very, very inspiring. I want to talk about, because I've always, you know, one of my goals for Blacks in Technology is to actually, you know, get into the education system, get into more schools. So how did you go about, well, you were already a teacher, so how did you go about, you know, presenting, hey, you know, let's try to implement or integrate technology into our education curriculum?
Well, one of the things, teaching in Duval County here in Jacksonville, Florida, the idea already exists of using technology in the classroom, and I'm real fortunate to be at an elementary school, Andrew Robinson Elementary, which is a STEM school already, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. So our magnet model is STEM, but we're making that transition from STEM to STEAM, where we integrate the arts. And the way our school is set up, we already have a technology model where in the classroom, we don't have any less than 3 desktop computers. So you may have anywhere from 3 to 5 computers, network, internet, access to a printer. The teachers also have a laptop, projector, smartboard, document camera, so that way they can integrate different areas of instruction using STEAM and also presenting information to the students. So we all know students learn differently, but they really love when they embrace the technology. So the teachers are comfortable using the technology and teaching that. And my role as my school's technology contact is to make sure the equipment's running correctly, provide workshops that are needed, make sure that they're going along with the curriculum matches them using the technology as well. So, you know, as everyone knows, that, you know, technology changes, but sometimes in education it takes a little longer to catch up with the change. So even though you may have equipment that may be 3 or 4 years old, that doesn't necessarily mean it's obsolete. It still does what you want it to do. So just the idea of using the technology. And our school also has 7 laptop carts. So each cart has 20 laptop computers. So the kids actually get a chance to have hands-on. So here you have the engagement, you have the access to the technology, the kids feel comfortable with it. So when they leave elementary school, they can transition to the middle school and feel comfortable using it and being a part of, you know, the expansion and the growth of it.
That's excellent. there was actually, I was at South by Southwest recently and talked to some brothers there that are actually doing a STEM-based school. I think I want to say it's either in Austin or it's in Houston.
Okay.
And but it's focused on minority kids, which I think is
Right.
is excellent as well. Let me actually back up just a little bit. How did you say you went from being a phys ed teacher and now you're teaching technology? You mentioned that you were bitten by the technology bug.
Right. Exactly.
How did that occur?
When you think about certain things, it's like, I always try to encourage people, anytime you can learn something new, don't be afraid of it. And the funny way it happened with me when I was teaching, it was the end of the school year, and I wanted to give some awards to my physical education students. And I didn't just want to write out awards by hand. I wanted to find a different way to do it. And at that time, the elementary school, the librarian said, "Why don't you print them out on a computer?" And I was like, "Print them out on the computer?" And she was like, "Yeah, you can do that." So she sat me down in front of an old Apple IIe. So you can tell how, an Apple IIe, the age of it. Yeah, I was like, "Well, how do you do that?" And she brought up the program and showed me how to do it. And after that, it was like, wow, this is really cool. Being able to change the font, the background, and then actually being able to print it out. Even though it was, a black and white printer, it was still, something different that I could learn to do. And it's like, well, how can I integrate this in my teaching? And then it just expanded from there. And I took, my personal time during the summer to go to workshops, to attend conferences, just doing it because I wanted to learn about it. And, I just felt engaged and empowered. And I was trying to encourage other teachers as well. Hey, we have this new tool that allows you to do such great things. And then also, with the internet really starting to take hold, the graphical environment coming out, being able to see graphics and stuff on the internet, and all that just took hold. And for me, it was like a whole new world.
Excellent. So what's the curriculum, the technology curriculum like? What subjects are you teaching at the school?
Well, my subject areas are twofold. Mine is I'm the engineering teacher also at my school, and also a technology teacher. So with our model, we do have a dedicated classroom technology teacher where the kids actually go into the technology lab, and she does basic instruction to teach the kids to log onto the computer, the keyboard, understanding like how to access websites. My position is as the engineering teacher is to get the kids excited about areas and careers in STEM. So everything I do is project-based. So I teach kindergarten to fifth grade. So the way I set up my curriculum, they come into the engineering lab. They come to me for a whole week. So I'll have a class for one whole week. They come to me for 45 minutes. I'll have 6 classes a day. And when we start off with the projects are like, okay, you're in here, you're an engineer. So you have to have that idea of being an engineer. And I love to implement YouTube videos, and I love to implement the students actually drawing and designing. So let's say, for example, we just finished a unit on space. So we were talking about the space shuttle, the importance of Florida with NASA. The kids got the opportunity to see a lot of videos, YouTube videos related to the area of NASA and space, and actually careers and the opportunity to be an astronaut. So I like to try to, in their mind, for the students to understand, it's no longer if I can go into space, it's when can I go into space? Because there's so many opportunities now with the International Space Station, and you have to understand with kindergarten and first graders, their concept, and even second graders, their concept of a space station in space is not really as adults what we would think about. So, of course, they have to see videos and they have to talk about it. So their mind's like, oh, my God, there's an actual space station in outer space. I can be an astronaut and go to that. So their minds are now like, I can be an astronaut. I can be an engineer. I can be a scientist. doing different things. And from that, we move on to, I actually have them design or draw a spaceship from their concept. So we get into the design concept, we get into the scientific method, we get into all of that. Then we also do some teamwork, some individual work on some projects, and then they actually build a spaceship out of materials that we have. So we'll have construction paper, we'll have straw, we'll have glue, we'll make a nose cone, make the body, they'll draw it. So that way at the end of the week, they'll actually leave with something that they designed and built. So they have ownership of their project. And then we can move on from there and advance program further and further. And basically just to get the kids exposure to it, to get the kids to understand the different levels of technology and how it impacts their lives.
Exactly. And I like that, the fact that, that they are actually being creators, and because that's what, ultimately that's what we need more of.
Right.
We're already pretty relevant when it comes to consuming technology, and the next step, for us is we need to be more of the creators, and so that's an excellent way to begin kids or start kids off, by being able to take their minds, which is fresh and pretty much limitless as far as creativity, and say, hey, here's a concept. Now we're going to take what your concept is, and we're going to allow you to build it, and that gets them. That gets the juices flowing, and that gets them, starting to think more like creators as opposed to being consumers. So that's excellent. That's excellent.
Yeah, so get them, they're trained to thought different, that they can actually have success and do and be a part of these careers. Then like I said, it opens up a whole new world. And I'm glad what you said, but it gives them an opportunity to understand that they can be creators of technology, they can be producers of technology, not just consumers.
Yes.
And then that was like, okay, well, I can have this job, I can do this, I can travel the world. And I try to have my students have a global concept of the world around them, not just limited to Jacksonville or not just limited to Florida, but the careers and STEAM allow them the opportunity to travel the world and just be engaged with different diverse people.
That's excellent. That's excellent. Let's talk about, because I think you're probably the second person ever that I've heard use the acronym STEAM. Tell me about how the whole, and I know being artistic and being creative has a lot to do with creating and producing things in technology. But how did that whole the artistic part move into, from STEM to STEAM? How did that happen?
Right. Well, that happened because hit a button on my phone. One of the things that needs to be implemented or recognized in the school environment is that all the teachers and the administration have to buy in to the use of technology. So the way we implemented, we have a dynamic art teacher, and he understood years ago that art education is just beyond drawing. He understood that, art education is going to have to implement technology because with Apple products, they are readily available for students to use in different areas of that have artistic talent. So with different programs, he uses that in his curriculum to teach not just freehand drawing, but animation and modeling. So with that understanding, his responsibility is to engage and excite the kids that, okay, you have Disney artists that at one time used to draw freehand. They used to draw the cartoons and the movies freehand, but now they implement so many special effects that you have to have the technology and the understanding of the technology and the artistic talent to use that. So even though they learn that in art, he takes it another step further, and he lets them know that if you're interested in having a career in creating games. You also have to have artistic ability creating games, because a lot of the games implement so much technology now. It's like, you're playing a game that when it comes out, maybe 3 or 4 years old, because it took that long to create it, develop it, and design it using artwork. And it takes the team to do that. So the kids are now okay, well, if I create a game, I have to have a concept of the game. I have to be able to draw the game. I have to model the game, use the technology to create the game. Music is also a part of the art. So now this kids understand, well, you have the artwork, you have the music. Well, where does the music come from? Okay, I can create music. I may have different beats. So how do I manipulate the beat? Well, here you have the kids now thinking about there's a term called a musicologist. Well, I can be a musicologist or a music engineer and take the beats beyond just the beat and put them in the game as music. So you take it another step forward. So it's like now you have kids thinking, okay, different careers, artistic careers, music careers. And I understand the college in South Florida, University called Full Sail, does a great deal of that, using the art and using the science and music to create these different applications. So it's like, you open up a lot of doors for kids to say, okay, I love music, I love to be engaged in music, but it can go beyond just making beats. It can actually go into helping to create and design a game.
Gotcha. That's important. We did a panel at South by Southwest. There's a lady there, Danielle Smith. She actually is a UI UX designer for PayPal, and she actually talked about. She wasn't on a panel. She actually posed a question, or it was more of a statement of talking, about, when we talk to young people about technology, that it's important to mention that, certain things that within technology that is probably that they might not even think is related. For instance, instance, you were talking about the music, and then you were talking about the art. On her side, I think she's actually a philosophy major, but that helps her with being able to be a very proficient UI UX developer, right? Because there's a lot of philosophy and psychology that goes along with developing or helping to develop a user interface and user experience for websites. So that's one of the, pinpointing those aspects and saying, hey, it's not all about just the engineering part of it. There's other ways you can get into technology without actually being a hardcore engineer or being a hardcore programmer. So showing kids that avenue as well, and saying, hey, this is everything right now in today's global economy is something that's going, you want to use technology somehow, some way. So don't think that it's the end of the road or something like that just because you're not an engineer. There's still ways you can be in technology without actually being an engineer or being a programmer. So that's definitely important to pinpoint.
Definitely, because there's so many things now that kids can be entrepreneurs of, and the young lady's name escapes me. The youngest young lady, she created a mobile app. So it's just the idea of young youth with adults taking the time to teach them how to develop apps, how to program, and just letting them run with the technology to develop things on their own. It creates wonderful opportunities.
Exactly. Tell me about your blog, My Quest to Teach. What's your goal and purpose for the blog?
My purpose of the blog is just based on educating people about using technology, the access to resources, sharing my experiences, teaching, and having an opportunity to get feedback from people actually about how they use technology, being safe with technology, and how it actually affects them And the reason I started it, I've been blogging for about 7 years. And the reason I started blogging was I was having a conversation with a young lady at a college when I was working there. I was an adjunct, and one of the students, we were talking about writing and how important writing was. And the conversation led to her making the comment that, you know, she likes to read. She wants to go online and read a lot of blogs. She wasn't sure, like, actually how to write them, but she made the comment that there weren't any intelligent black men writing blogs or sharing information. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, you know, even though it's new, you really don't at that time see a lot of information online from black men sharing information. And it kind of made me upset because, you know, I was like, well, you have all this content, you have all these ideas. I just started writing from them, you know. And here it is 2013, and I've just been building content and writing on my experiences and just writing on the use of technology, being safe with technology, the value of technology, and not just the technology aspect, but education. And I try to frame it in a way that it empowers parents and empowers teachers from the things that I've learned from, you know, successes and experiences when I'm out in the public, speaking about social media, speaking about technology or blogging. You know, these are the things to look out for. And also the people that are in the field that people can reference to and use as role models. Because there are quite a few blacks out there that are involved in technology in a lot of positive ways. And I use the term blurs and geeks. So they're black nerds and black geeks. And when I wrote a couple of blogs about blurs and bleaks, or a lot of people are like, well, where did that term come from? What was that term? And I had actually learned it last year from a friend of mine, Tiffany Duhart, because we attended a social media class in South Florida, and it was a work class. And a couple of us get together and we go to conferences, and she was like, it was great traveling with the blurs. We had a great time. So I was kind of embarrassed that I didn't know the term, so I Googled it, and I was like, that's cool. That's what we are, blurs. So we traveled to Blogging While Brown when it was in Philly. We traveled different places here, you know, in Florida, different conferences. So we have our blur group. But I just wanted to share the positiveness of, you know, the word blurred, and that it meant something good, and it meant intellectualism and being involved in technology and science and just wanting to learn. And a friend of mine, Sharif Jackson in Philly, that we met at Blogging While Brown, he's a great role model doing a lot of stuff with science. So now his thing is science is cool, science is great, science is hip, to get more black youth and black teens to understand that it's good to be a nerd, it's good to be a blur, it's good to want to learn about technology, it's good to want to learn about science. So just sharing that information, and I'm like, hey, I'm 50 years old, I've been teaching 25 years, I still love teaching. Now I'm teaching engineering at an elementary school, and I would have never thought about this 20, 15, 10 years ago. So I'm just, you can tell by the way I'm talking, I'm just excited that I have the opportunity to show kids, hey, these are things that you can go do. You may not want to be a teacher, but hopefully I can motivate you to want to go on to higher education, to be involved in the sciences and using robotics and learn about space flight and all the wonderful things that's out there that you can accomplish.
That's excellent. I want to touch on a couple of points that you mentioned. The first is the blogging aspect of it. I started the Bit Tech Digest back in November. I know you were talking about more positive, information coming from black men, and for me being an engineer, I didn't see a lot of. Well, I really didn't see any blogs. Like most of the blogs that I go to and I read about, the hardcore technical stuff that I want to learn is always almost always written by somebody white.
Right.
And I wanted to provide an outlet for the black technologists, since I'm starting to know so many now. People are following me and things like that. I wanted to just get people who want to contribute, who want to blog about, the hardcore technology to all congregate and all aggregate information and knowledge and put it together on a site. So that's where the BitTech Digest comes from. So I definitely understand what you're talking about as far as positive content. That's what the BitTech Digest is there for, to not only, from the, not just to say, hey, we have but to provide, the visibility aspect. When, there's a lot of people out there who don't get to showcase their knowledge and don't get to showcase their skills, who might want to, and, they might not, have enough content, to start their own blog and to keep it going. But if they, contribute a little here and a little there, and that's the reason why I set up the format to where, I tell anybody, hey, if you are blogging or talking about technology and you want to submit something to the BitTech Digest, submit it. I've got a bunch of contributors. That way, I don't have to rely on one or two people to provide the content, and it gives everybody a chance to be heard. The second point I want to stress that you made a point about is, the term blurred, and seeing that science, technology, engineering, math is cool. And I just had it was a brief online discussion with Black Girl Nerds. And she was, she tweeted about, there was something about, I don't know what online magazine or publication it was, but it was something about Jay-Z and Beyonce being seen out in Havana or something like that. And she tweeted something, about blah, 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 who cares about that. And I replied to her and not to, anything negative about her, but I replied and wanted to just say, hey, we need to control our brand, right? Our brand being Black Nerds, Black Geeks, that's what we need to control, right? So whether or not they put out, whoever, BET or whoever puts out something about Jay-Z and Beyonce, let them do that, right?
Right. Because
they're going to continue to do it, and there's going to continue to be outlets such as theirs that are going to highlight this stuff. We can't be too worried about that. We need to control our brand. And I made the analogy of Coke and Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi are both colas. They're both sodas. But Coke does what they do, and Pepsi, they do what they do.
Sure.
And Coke is all about controlling the Coke brand, and that's it.
Right.
When you see Coke, you know Coke, right? And when you see Pepsi, you know Pepsi. Whether or not you like either or, that's up to the individual, but they don't worry about that. They don't worry about Pepsi. They worry about Coca-Cola and making sure that their brand is a staple, right? And so I feel that and I've been, working with or talking with a partner of mine and, working on that aspect of when it comes to blacks in technology, when it comes to blurs or bleaks or whatever, that's the brand that we need to control. So if somebody puts out something that you might think is negative, that's more reason for us to put out more content for something that's positive. And that way we control that part of it. And eventually we put out so much content, right, that's the norm and not the other stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, and I'm glad you said the branding part, because I like to talk to the high school kids and the middle school kids about the content that they put out there, whether it's on any social media platform. They're branding and marketing themselves to the community and to the world. And there, in the past, there was, you went out, you met somebody, shook hands with them, you did an appropriate greeting. But now it's a step beyond it. Everything is digital. So if you put some content on Facebook or you send something out on Twitter, it's out there and it stays out there and it's permanent, and that's the perception people have of you. And it goes back to what you're saying. You know, what you put out there, that's how you're going to represent yourself. So if you're talking negatively about someone, you may think you're doing one thing, but in essence, it's reflecting back on you and how you perceive that person. So it's like, okay, if you're putting out negative content, you know, eventually people are going to be like, well, all you're doing is talking negatively. You're not talking anything positively. And, you know, it goes back to the educational part again, where we each need to help each other and have each other understand this is the world that we live in, technology. Nothing goes away. You take a picture, you put it on Instagram, it's going to stay there forever. Yeah. You know, you put the content on Facebook, it's going to stay there forever. It won't go away. And young people, when they realize this, it's like, oh, my God, you know, I need to go ahead and delete my Facebook account or, you know, turn off my Twitter account. But it's like, you know, it's already there. You can't, you know, get rid of it. You know, it's just a little damage control. And that's one of the things, you know, with young people. And even though I say young people, it's older people, too, because, you know, once you get started, it's like, okay, it's like the floodgates open. You just start talking and putting stuff out there. But, you know, it takes some accountability and responsibility that people in the back of their mind really need to think. Once you make something, you create it, put it out there, it's there, and that's people's perception of you. And it's funny, there was an article online about how McDonald's in Chicago, somewhere in Midwest, is going to start hiring people with a minimum of a bachelor's degree in, you know, whatever area, and they have to have 1 to 2 years experience, because they understand that the more educated a person is, the better they're prepared to meet people and to greet people and perform and conduct a job. And one of the parts of that also is that they have to have some level of technology. So more and more positions are like, well, you need education, you need experience, and you need a level of technology where you can work with it efficiently. And kids need to understand, hey, you know, this is where it's okay, I got to go to McDonald's and get a job at Burger King, but I also have to have, minimum of 2 years of college or, you know, training. So, you know, it makes, you know, people think in a different way, you know, how valuable, you know, education is now. It's not a game. It's real serious.
Yeah, definitely. I like the movement that I see, and maybe it's because I'm more in tune with what a lot of black, you know, technologists are doing. But I'm starting to see a lot more content creators, you know, when it comes to technology, and I'm liking that entire movement, because that's, like I said, we have to control our brand, our image, and I think that, you know, visibility, I think perception is a huge part of that. You know, what people see is what people are going to perceive, and we have to control that, or we're going to leave it up to somebody else to control it, and it might not be nearly as favorable, you know.
Exactly. Because I try to let the kids know, and when I say kids, that's the students at my school, because, you know, even teaching at an elementary school, you know, I listen to the kids, and we have 4th and 5th graders that have Facebook accounts. And they're talking about what they're doing on Facebook. And I said, you do realize that anybody can pull that information up and look at it. You know, I can go on Facebook and find you. Yeah, you can find me. But what type of content is out there that you're putting out there about yourself? And I said, you know, when you go into middle school and you get to high school and you start looking for internships and jobs and start talking about going into college, they research your background. So you're creating a digital signature or, you know, an impromptu digital portfolio about yourself. So like, what kind of perception you going to give the world? And you're like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I'm like, okay, now's the time to start thinking about it.
Yeah, definitely. Tell me, and people that are going to be listening to this, about Jetty.
Jetty is a business that I have, Jackson Educational Technology Instruction. And the reason I started it was because I enjoy getting in front of groups and talking to them about technology. I enjoy talking about social media. And I wanted to make it more of a business side so that way people could understand that I'm really serious and real passionate about what I'm doing and the information that I'm trying to share with people. And the intent wasn't, you hear about people starting these internet businesses or consulting firms and I'm getting out here and I'm going to make $1 million and, follow me and you're going to get rich. No, it's about education and empowerment. So I wanted to come up with something that was real catchy. I love all the Star Wars movies. So I said, hey, I'll come up with Jetty. So Jackson Educational Technology Instruction is my way to promote what I'm doing and a way for groups, if they need me to come speak to their youth organizations or, basically anyone to contact me to come out and talk to them about social media or talk to them about bullying or even cyberbullying, the safety aspects of on the internet, branding and marketing itself. So it's educational, it's empowering, and it's just exciting to get people to understand how powerful and also the word invasive technology is. And, once you really get them thinking and engaged, they understand, wow, it's like there are satellites up there that can actually track where I'm going, or the images in my cell phone, if I upload them or send them, somebody can actually look at what I'm doing and see what I'm doing. And parents, when I talk to them, say, you really need to once a month get your child's phone and look at all the videos and look at all the pictures and look at all their content on that phone to be sure that there's nothing there that can get them in trouble later on in life. So you don't want any surprises coming up because there, unfortunately, nationally, in the media, there are cases where they've had what's called hit lists. So, in middle schools and high schools, kids, unfortunately, email or text a lot of other kids, you're on this hit list and this may happen. And unfortunately, violence has occurred from that. And parents, need to understand their responsibility and have go back accountability that they have the right to get their child's cell phone or tablet or iPad or computer at home, because if they're paying the bill, they're responsible for that content too. So if they're involved in sexting, and this is another thing that's out there on, really important parents need to understand, sexting where, inappropriate pictures are being shared. But then it goes back to why. Well, a young lady likes a young man. She wants to impress him. She takes a nude or partially nude picture of herself, sends it to him. Okay, they're dating. A week, 2 weeks later go by. They break up. What's going to happen? He still has her picture. So who's to say that he won't share it with everybody, which cases have happened. Unfortunately, young ladies have either attempted suicide or have committed suicide because of that. So it's to the point now where, lives are at stake. And unfortunately, parents are not educated because I understand there's so much going on as a parent myself and as a teacher, but, you still have to be aware of the content, your child is engaged in and potentially could be sharing or receiving. Yeah. Yeah. And all those things. Definitely. It's a lot. And it may be overwhelming, but, it's one of those things, okay, all right, if I'm paying the phone bill, they have a cell phone, I'm paying for it, but I have a right to go see, what's on there. And of course, kids are going to resist, but their parent has to understand, well, this is empowering all of them and keeping them all safe, because there's also another term you go with these terms called catfishing. And catfishing is you go online to chat rooms or engage, in chat, whether online or through your mobile device, and a person pretends to be a teenager or pretends to be a youth to actually gain the trust of a teenager, of a youth, in order to arrange a meeting with them. And, that's very pervasive now online, where adults are trying to, there's cyber stalking, cyber porn, and things.
Yeah, they've actually got a MTV. There was actually a movie made, and then an MTV series based on that very exact thing. Yeah.
Exactly. And I wrote a couple of blogs, but I just needed, again, information just to get it out there and share, with the community and with the public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very important. A lot of parents need to be educated in when it comes to those aspects of technology, and just to be aware that technology can be used for good and it can be used for bad as well. And even things that you might think is being done with good intentions can lead to bad consequences. So, definitely. Let me ask you about parents and parents' engagement. Since you teach at a STEAM school, is there a level of education that you have to give the parents in order to, get them to not really up to, it might be up to speed, but as far as, as far as their engagement in their kids' educational careers, is there a level that you have to bring the parents up to in order for them to be more engaged in their kids' education?
Well, one of the examples I try to use is for them to think back when they were younger and the things that they did without technology. And I try to get them to understand, okay, multiply it by 50 now with technology. So, okay, you can call one friend at a time, to figure out where you're going to hang out, you're going to go to the movies, what are you going to do? Now kids have the capability, to contact 50 to 100 people in a matter of seconds to figure out what they're going to do, where they're going to go, where they're going to go to a party, where they're going to hang out or whatever. And, the connectivity of technology is just so pervasive and so quick that parents sometimes feel that they can't keep up with the technology. And I try to share with them, don't try to keep up with the technology. Just try to understand how your child is using the technology. So when you understand how your child is using the technology, then you can understand the type of technology that they're using and what they're using it for. So parents have to have that conversation with your children about their expectations and that being a parent, they're still accountable for their child's actions. So if something unfortunately happens that involves law enforcement, if there's a threat that's made, if a youth or someone, is having a terrible day, they had a bad day at school and they don't think, anybody likes them and they're having problems with their friends, and they make an idle threat that, I might kill myself today. I'm having a bad day. That has repercussions not just at that moment, but later on down their lives, particularly if someone brings that content up. So parents have to, sit down, talk to their children, let them know that, they may want to see their content, but it's a matter of protecting them and keeping them safe from things that they might do because, kids are like, they're spontaneous. They'll get mad at somebody. They may cut somebody out, and it's like, okay, you're not supposed to do that on Twitter and Facebook because that stays there. So it's like it doesn't go away. Yeah. And parents just be connected with your kids. And also the thing is, parents talk to the kids about if there is something happening that's online that they're not comfortable with, that they can go to their parents and talk to them and let them know, I think somebody's threatening me. I'm thinking somebody's stalking me. Somebody sent me some images I'm not comfortable with. Well, if they send it to you and you receive it, you can't necessarily stop that. Just don't retransmit it and send it to other people because then you get caught up in that too. Yeah. So just, having those conversations. And then, just sharing information, just like we're doing right now, sharing information ask a question, give a response, get engaged. You have different resources and the connectivity. And if there's an opportunity for the parents and the child also to go to workshops and workshops and summits and seminars together, take a class together so that they can learn together.
That's excellent information. Before we get out of here, I definitely want to thank you for, again, taking time out and sharing some great knowledge, some great information about your organization, some of the things that you do. Why don't you go ahead and give us, any type of URLs, Twitter handles, anything that you might, feel is relevant in case somebody wants to follow you or find out, some things that you're into.
Oh, I appreciate it. Thanks. Well, my Twitter handle is WM Jackson, and my blog is WilliamDJackson.com. That's WILLIAM, D as in Derek, JACKSON.com, and I'm constantly blogging about all types of technology, family issues, and I would really love to co-blog with someone. I really like to enjoy sharing content and sharing information with parents, with other educators as well. And the education part, that is something also, because unfortunately social media has opened up a door where educators and administrators have unfortunately lost their jobs because of posting content online. So, that's another dynamic, that needs to be discussed. But also on my blog site, I also put where I'm having different speaking engagements, and I encourage you to come out, and if anyone's interested, when you come in and talk to the youth or, adults about technology or social media, they can contact me through my blog site as well.
Excellent. Well, again, I appreciate you joining me tonight and talking about some very important subjects. So if you ever want to submit anything to the Bit Tech Digest, you're definitely welcome to. Definitely, would be good to have some content related to education on the site. So there's that invitation, as well as are you part of the Blockchain technology community?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Oh, definitely, I join.
Okay. Excellent. So once again, for anybody that wants to, get in contact with you, there's at William D. Jackson. There's your Twitter handle, or WilliamDJackson.com for your blog as well.
WilliamDJackson.com, and my Twitter is WM Jackson.
Oh, WM Jackson. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, William. I appreciate it, and we'll keep in contact.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much for allowing me to come on and talk. And I hope I didn't share too much information and just, Oh, no. This is what we do. We get on here and we talk technology, and next thing you know, there's an hour, 2 hours gone past, and, definitely.
We could still be talking or...
Exactly.
So,
Not a problem.
Okay, excellent.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Thank you very much.
All right, take care.
You too.
Bye.
All right.
Blacks in Technology.
Blacks in Technology. Blacks in Technology. Blacks in Technology. Blacks in Technology. Blacks in Technology.